We have come together in an act of remembrance, humble but necessary, to give voice to these names, to speak aloud the names of those who others tried to reduce to numbers, to speak the names of the children torn from life by bombs, in silence or indifference. Today we have a duty to refuse to forget, a duty to name pain, injustice, and love, a duty to remind the world that Gaza is bleeding, that Gaza is resisting, and that Gaza deserves to live.
My name is Isaac Peltz. I'm a journalist in Montreal. Today I am with you to talk to you about this demonstration that is going on at Place d'Armes here in Montreal. There is a demonstration going on behind me where they are reading the names of every child who has been killed in Gaza since October 7th. Since then, Canada has shipped 391 shipments of munitions to Israel, even though in January 2024 they said that there was an embargo against it. There have been a total of 471,000 munitions shipped to Israel to support their war machine. Meanwhile, since April 2025, they have shipped another 175,000 munitions to Israel. Critics are also calling for a two-way arms embargo where Canada does not export, so send shipments over to Israel, but they also do not want to see them importing munitions or arms from Israel. Israel is well known for having one of the strongest and most advanced militaries on the planet Earth, and so them sending money to Israel, purchasing their weaponry, is considered seriously problematic, as it funds much of the war machine that Israel continues to use against the Palestinian people in their genocidal work.
Jamila Zahed Mohammed Awad, Sharifa Yahya Hamil Abudia, Sham Yahya Jamil Abudia, Ahmed Mohammed Abdelrahman,
Adam Izzat Mohammed Warsh Arka, Heidi Mohammed Ala Al-Din Ahmed, Ayla Ahmed Ali Obeid, Elaf Khalil Yahya Al-Bach, Mohammed Dial Khalil Kafan,
Abdel Karim Mohammed Manar Al-Haddad, Maham Arafat,
Lian Bilal Shaban Al-Hamsuni, Mahmoud Hamza Mahmoud Al-Kuri, Julia Hussain Samir Abu Sinan, Omar Osama Abdullah Abu Amra, Ahmed Abdullah Jibril Kamut.
The initiative is to read the names of the children that got killed in Gaza since October 7th until March this year. It is to bring awareness to the magnitude of the genocide happening in Palestine. And the list that we have does not cover all the children that's still under the rubble, that got kidnapped, that disappeared. So again, it's a way to honor these children, to also stand in solidarity with their parents as well and their families. I'm not so hopeful about the public policy when it comes to these kind of like initiatives. It's more to raise awareness for the public that are kind of like disconnected from the reality. For me, like personally, the main goal is to again honor all these children, because it's not just names, it's like hopes, dreams, like a whole life that, you know, when a life is taken, it's like a whole thing around it is built for these kids and for their parents and families and relatives. So saying their names is just, it's not just saying their names. Like people wake up, these children, they have no fault and they still like lost their lives that they could have like enjoyed and experienced so much in this life. but they're just not with us anymore. The media is so biased. I can't even say that they're neutral at this point. Like we can see which side they're standing on, because some people and media outlets or platforms will try to paint it as like political, religious, and all of that. And for me, it's a pure humanitarian cause. It's a humanity matters.
How do you feel about Mark Carney's seeming public policy shift this week to recognize the state of Palestine under certain conditions?
I laugh. Whenever I see these kind of like statements from politicians, and they come right after a lot of pressure from the public, it's just to kind of like enhance their image, or like, oh, we're doing something. For me, like the recognition of the state of Palestine at this point is like too late. It's a step that Canada should have been taken a long time ago. I'm looking forward to seeing from Mark Carney and the Canadian government is to work on having a ceasefire, entering the aid that's been being blocked at the borders, stop shipping arms to Israel. Like that whole report that got disclosed about, I don't get it. Like how a country that claims to be civilized and upholding human rights and international law doing something this brutal and lying about it. On the 8th of January 2024, I received the news of like that my daughter, Jenna, 13 years old back then, died of malnutrition. And she had no access to her medication because she had cerebral palsy. So she was in a church that got surrounded by snipers and tanks, and people in the church did not have access to food. So imagine for a child that has, special needs, she did not have access to her food that she needed. That's why I decided to be part of this initiative to say their names, because I'm not fighting for my Jenna. I'm not just fighting for a single child, like who is precious to my heart. Like she's my child. She's the first child that I had. But again, like showing that the suffering that the people, the parents are enduring in Gaza is huge. And this is something that could have been avoided. I just feel like, I don't know, like I can't find the words. And I still have family there. I have my father, I have 2 siblings and their children. And for 2 years right now, I've been like freaking out every single morning. I wake up like I might find a message, or like someone would tell me that someone died, or I would see a video where I'm gonna see like one of my family members killed on my screen. It's crazy. I just can't.
How's your family?
I can't even say they're alive. Like even like saying they're alive, there is no way they're okay. I'm not okay. No one's okay. But to say that they're alive at this point also is ridiculous, because it's just too much. And I know what's going on the ground is way worse than what we see on the screens.
Something interesting about doing something like this on a Saturday in old Montreal is the fact that life just keeps going on, right? You have these people right here reading out all these names, and then over here we have all these cars for a little, a classic car show, which is, it's just interesting. It's an interesting juxtaposition, and I feel in some sense, as this is more my personal opinion as opposed to me being journalisty, but I feel it's sort of representative of the overall situation where most of the world is living this when there's real people experiencing that. I had a busker come up to me earlier who was upset that the demonstration was going on because he couldn't play music. I mean, he could still play music. It would be a little insensitive maybe, but he was upset because they were reading the names of children who'd been slaughtered in Gaza. And that's sort of where we're at culturally.
I was asked to join the organization of this event, which is a reading of all recorded names of children who have been killed by the Israeli army since October 2023 up until March of 2025. These are only recorded names, so this does not include any names of children who are under the rubble, whose names they were not able to identify because they couldn't identify the bodies, etc., etc. So this is not a comprehensive list, but it is the recorded list of names between October 2023 and March 2025. There are other organizations that are doing this same reading all across the world. This is a list that was acquired. You can find it on Al Jazeera, but it's the Palestinian Health Authority, I believe, that has compiled the list. It's actually been surprisingly easy to get people to come out. We actually had too many people who wanted to read. We've had so many people show up to volunteer that want to come and join and be part of this moment with us, to grieve and to recognize and to talk about the ongoing genocide. We want to push them to keep having conversations. It's really hard to hear the list of names said out loud of just children. It took an hour and 40 minutes just to read the names of the children under the age of 1. It's one thing to hear a number, like 17,000 children have been killed. It's a whole other thing to sit with all of their names, to hear their names said out loud. I have received personal backlash, not at this event specifically today, but within the larger movement. I've been present since before October 7th as an advocate for Palestinian liberation, and so this is also not a new thing for me. However, we've had a lot more attention since October 7th, and therefore scrutiny has been increased. Harassment, violence, legal action, etc.
We tried to talk to a few people. They weren't very comfortable getting their faces on a camera, and also the organizers specifically were like, well, we'd prefer you only talk to the organizers, which I find super fair. A lot of these people are Palestinians who have family in Palestine and are afraid for their family's lives, so getting their face on camera about this could be dangerous. So the two people that we have in this video who we've talked to are part of the organizing team, and that's why we've stuck with them specifically. So this is the same movement that's been going on for 2 years now almost. There's been these kind of readings all over the world. There's been protests nonstop. There's been so much public pressure, and a majority of Canadians are against what is going on in Israel. A majority of Americans are now against it as well. 6 out of 10 Americans, which is a huge shift from when before the media had so sided with Israel that people were convinced that Israel was in the right. So you see public shifting opinions, and these people all know each other. These people have been organizing and helping with every protest. They've been helping with everything going on for 2 years now, non-stop. And they're exhausted, they're tired, they're emotional, they've lost friends, they've lost family. But they keep going. Why do they keep going? Because this is a situation that is inexcusable, and it's a situation that is unignorable. It's polarized the world. It has stayed in the news for 2 years straight. There's been report after report after report of it being genocide. It's been qualified by Israeli agencies recently that it is genocide. UN has declared it genocide. And so yes, people are focused on it because how could you not be?